Yes, we are here. We are here. We are here. And we are just surveying the energy field of this vehicle at this time. There are many, we could say, despise this vehicle because it is a reflection of their own guilt, of their lack of their own inner work. And she can feel that. And so we're just releasing that now for her. It no longer serves her, nor did it ever serve her, and we will return it back to them to be able to push them into doing their own inner work and to process this. They are not victims when they are being reminded by us to do your honest inner work. Be honest with your feelings. Look at all of your life experiences. Look at all of your life choices. And then combine all of your reactions and choices and experiences and work out how that was all to empower you. We see some of you thinking that you can be empowered by dishonesty and manipulation. And that is an interesting choice of your free will. But it is not going to expand you, and people will quickly outgrow you. They will notice the change. We understand that when the vehicle thinks about a particular person who has chosen to disempower others for their own personal, financial, and egoic gain, this is deeply disappointing. And so we understand that that person is terrified of being fully exposed. The vehicle doesn't need to name and shame her and expose her. People who are watching her, who are getting fake, fraudulent information from her, they can see it for themselves. Joanne does not need to name and shame all of the influencers that are speaking mistruths. There is a difference between different collectives' information that is true. But for those influencers who are supposed to speak the true high integrity of information, but choose not to, those are the ones that feels heavy and dense. And the only way that Joanne can translate that density when she thinks about those people is a form of disappointment. But what she also is feeling into is their blocks and limitations and fear. And so when you can't be truthful to yourself, you're creating extra density, which feels very thick and not empowering. And so Joanne is sensing all of that. She isn't fully really aware of all the senses she has about people, but if she could keep up the great work and feeling into each individual being, this will give her a true, accurate read of how they're doing. And she can release now her disappointment of self when she didn't want to read into people that way before, because she was so diligent and wanting to be of service, to be able to help others profoundly. She just overlooked some of their agendas and integrity and hoped that when she was able to help them with sessions to connect into themselves, that this would be their profound inspiration to step up and be of true service. It is interesting how people will take their connections with their higher selves and subconsciouses, and once they realize that they are all important, it can do interesting things with the human mind. It can definitely trigger the human ego into expansion versus the spiritual growth and the natural evolution to be able to expand one's mind while doing their inner work. It is interesting choices. And this has definitely through many beings' choices have delayed the shift. We know we have been incredibly excited in what you perceive at different times through these messages, because we could sense and know that everything was just about ready. And we have had to honor people using their free will to delay. There has been great significances and events that have happened that not even the vehicle is aware of, that has held back the shifts. There's actually so many factors involved with this. When there looks like a slight movement of connection and unity with certain groups of people, it looks so promising that they could get more advancement and naturally empower themselves, that also can delay the shift as we want them to organically explore those experiences. So there is so much to be said, and there are so many life contracts that all need to be weighed and considered before the bigger shifts occur. We understand this is very frustrating for many who are impatient with these experiences. We also feel like humanity could have shifted many other times, but also now that we review the experiences and the organic growth that is occurring, we do see that it is beneficial and it is purposeful for these delays. But we understand that these delays are not serving all. And we understand that many light workers have given up. They have just been too exhausted. They have not been in true balance. And so when they are fed up and not interested in being patient anymore and having hope, they will throw everything aside. And that is their choices to do so. But we say to those who are trying to understand, why have they given up? It is because they hadn't done enough of their true inner work to fully empower themselves to be at balance and neutral in all sincerity. And again, if the vehicle just fully fell into that individual and those individuals, she would understand that there was so much hidden density they refused to explore. Many beings, many people who know that they are set older ages, shall we say, they feel so distantly removed from their youth and where some of the real traumas occurred. They do not ever want to go back, thinking about your past and what you've had to experience with potential parents, siblings, school friends. This is too much for some people to explore. And so they want to just pretend this day that they've never had any traumas, that all is well, they've done all their inner work, and let's just hope that that is the case. And we say for many that is not the case. It doesn't work like that. Those traumas are still within you, still dense, and everyone else can sense it around you. And this is why we ask once again to be fully honest with yourself. Take the time to feel into other lifetimes. Take the time to feel into other years, other events, other experiences in your life that you're avoiding. We know many of you have had such hardships because your friends and family have shunned you for being potentially the black sheep, because you didn't buy into, say, the mainstream media's news. So you're very hurt, you feel very rejected. You don't want to go and look at the times where you were unfairly treated. So you dismiss it all. There is great beneficial experiences when you actually go back to those moments where you were victims to judgment and criticism and ridicule. Honor that time when you felt that way. Heal yourself. Instead, many people choose to blame those who were trying to empower you, and some of those who are trying to disempower you, your hatred and judgment and anger over certain people's treatments to you at a younger age really blocks you from looking at the actual victim you were with those experiences, to realize you never deserved that treatment, to love yourself still, regardless of other people's judgment, and to empower yourself. Each day is a new opportunity and way for you to empower self. So you're not looking for the victim and the abuser in situations. You're looking for the empowerment, the lessons, the purpose. When you review your life experiences that way, it can be a very profound thing. We understand that the energy on your planet that you're feeling, it is not the energy on the planet, it is the energy within your vehicles. But we're pouring so much high frequency energy onto your planet for the vehicles, for all the beings that are needing to purge and release the density that no longer serves them, release the traumas, the karmas, the density, the heartbreaks, all of the range of emotions that you are holding on to. You may not realize that because you haven't done your inner work, you still are creating density, you're still holding on to the density, and you're still reacting in your daily life, this lifetime, this day, now, with those densities, with those fears, with those hurts. We say to those people who want to label those narcissists, they are repeating how they were hurt to show you how they were hurt. But they've exaggerated it over and over, and it's got bigger and bigger and bigger because their hurt is bigger. Each day they focus on it grows that hurt, and they become so out of control with hurting others because they are so out of control with their own personal hurt. And this is what they don't understand. They're trying to get help to be able to heal that original hurt, that they are unable to see how much they're hurting everyone around them while trying to get others to heal them. We feel like we have explained this many other ways and many other times. But to be able to understand what is prompting people to react in certain ways can be very beneficial, to be able to have more complete compassion towards them and their reactions. And instead of allowing the cycle, you're allowed to break the cycles. We are encouraging the vehicle to be brutally honest with others, and she feels like it's more brutal than being honest, while it's still brutally honest. She would prefer to not be so honest to people in terms of calling them out for their direct inner work. She knows that they've been avoiding their inner work and their purposes and reasons why they have created certain illnesses and diseases. She knows that they work so hard on creating these issues and dramas to get the attention that they have been seeking from others for so long that they refuse to support and give to self. So she is not buffering it with soft and fluffy words and potentially giving them many opportunities to think about it themselves, what the significance and purpose of their attention-seeking behavior is. She is saying it brutally honest to them. You are seeking attention from others for this. This is your time to go within and be honest to self. This feels outrageous for her to share her truth, which is our truth. She knows this. This is not disinformation. This is truth. This would be our truth if that vehicle had sessions. We have had sessions with that vehicle. We have told the vehicle the same. But when that vehicle is refusing to do their inner work, to love themselves, to not seek attention from others, for praise from others, she has done something so drastically brutal to her body to force people to pay attention to her, to force people to feel sorry for her, to force people to love her. She has done it so dramatically, when yet she could have easily, with grace, loved herself, known that she is enough, knowing that she is special, knowing that she is able to connect in with us when she chooses to. But it wasn't good enough. Our connection with her wasn't good enough. She wanted to impress and be an influencer to many. So this is why she is feeling so lost and confused, because she wants to be this big influencer. And yet she hasn't quite empowered herself enough to get there. And we say she needs to humble herself and go within and empower herself. And she will dramatically notice the decrease in the breast cancer, which she has been trying to create for quite some time. This confuses the vehicle and saddens the vehicle that someone would put so much effort and attention into impacting themselves to create so much drama for so much personal gain of attention. But this is that person's inner work. And it's not Joanne's responsibility to understand, to do that inner work for her and to explore it. There's lessons and purposes for everything. And the lesson and purpose for Joanne to be brutally honest with that woman is to show her boundaries, to show that she is not just going to feed into the attention-seeking behavior, to feed it and to create more drama. She is calling out for what it is, and she is stepping away. She has done enough. She has provided enough time and intention and opportunities for that person to grow, and that person has refused. And that is their life contracts. It is not Joanne's responsibility how people use to choose their free will. She has applied our information, and she also expects other people to apply our information. She has high expectations on herself, and therefore she expects others to have high expectation for themselves, to grow, to be able to empower themselves, to be able to release themselves from this density. Joanne wants the best for all. And it's hard for her to see people making choices that don't empower them. But she respects it, she understands it, but she does not want to be enabling anyone anymore. She has learned that so fiercely. It has been painful for her to learn that lesson of empowering. She has learned painful experiences of enabling people, and they have been very bitter towards her when she stops that. When she stops enabling them, they get very angry quite quickly, because what you would call energy vampires do not like suddenly being cut off. This outrages them, infuriates them. And this is what we were talking about with the energy that we could feel around her being directed towards her. She can feel it when she is doing her sessions, that there are those critics, those people that despise her. She can feel it when she does that girl videos. She can feel it all, but she pushes that aside. She doesn't let it stop her, because she's wanting to reach out to those people who are empowering themselves, who love this information, who can apply this information, and who are growing profoundly with this information. She is focusing on those people more because she deeply loves them, because she knows how empowering it is, but she also knows how hard it is. There is truly no excuses anymore not to do your inner work, and she knows this. She doesn't excuse herself with this, and she doesn't excuse others with this too. And so she does come with a tough love approach, but she has had to be able to get to where she's at. And so she needed to have that self-discipline. And this is why so many people are frustrated with her, because they lack that self-discipline. They want just to have what she has, but they don't realize the level of profound inner work profound level of honesty with self. Brutally being honest with self is the way to go. But many people don't want to touch that, don't want to be honest with themselves, want to create shortcuts. Doesn't work out in the long run. You're only trying to shortcut yourself and your soul's growth. You cannot cheat this system. You cannot cheat this system. And so Joanne can feel many people that are very sincere, who are doing their best due diligence to embrace every day, to embrace every smile that they share with others, to carry songs in their hearts, to carry smiles and love in their hearts, to be able to feel so blessed and privileged to be here, to be able to feel the sun, to be able to feel the grass, to be able to smell the fragrant fruits, the fragrant flowers, to uplift someone, to love someone more than they could ever love. We want to honor and deeply give our gratitude to those who are actually working hard to make a profound difference for humanity. We know that you are. And we are saying it is unfortunate that you are having to toe the line when many adults and many other people are choosing to not empower themselves and others. It is strengthening those, it is more empowering those who continually want to be of service. Nothing is wasted. It's more empowerment, more advancements, more connections with us. And we like to reward those who are less dense to be able to connect in more, because we can connect in more with you when you're less dense. It's just that simple. We want to connect in with you all so profoundly. We want to just tell you every day that we love you. We want you to believe it. We want you to feel it. We want you to be so empowered with it that you're unbreakable, unstoppable, empowered, and you do not hesitate for a second to share your truth. We would love that for all. And until those people can release their density, until those people can step up and value themselves enough to have that higher frequency, you're dismissing us and shrugging us off. We still didn't expect this journey to take quite the toll that it is taking on all of us. And it's still ongoing. And for those people who do not consider us, and for those people who do not consider others, it would be classified correctly as being selfish in terms of not wanting to empower yourself to help others. It is a mixture between being lazy and selfish. And while that feels like judgment, that is observation. Many people choose to not help others, choose to not share with others, choose to not love each other. Those are all choices you make. And so when you look at the definition of selfish, when you look at the definition of being lazy, they are close cousins in some regards. We know your soul contracts. We know what you have done to be prepared for this lifetime. You're all extremely capable, extremely capable, extremely capable. And we honor and have great appreciation for those who are of service, who can love themselves and others, who have no judgment on past experiences that were to empower them, apart from embracing the lessons and appreciating and being grateful for finally acknowledging and registering what those experiences were all about. Everything is purposeful to serve opportunities for growth from those lessons, from those experiences. We understand that that is not an emotional attachment to all of your traumas. We know that it is an analytical representation of our perspective of the cause and effect of certain things that have been created in your life for those lessons to empower you to learn and grow from, to know what not to do for others, to know how bad it feels to be disregarded and disrespected, and to not repeat that pattern. And we see some of you being disrespected by others, so much so, and you're so hurt by it that you think it is appropriate to be disrespectful to others, to steal from others, to mistreat others. That is not the case. You are supposed to learn how it's not pleasant and grow from it and expand upon it. Everyone in your life is valuable to you for your life purpose, for you to grow and expand with love, grace, and joy. When you look at that, when you look at everyone's interactions, to be able to realize it's all to empower you, does this help you release that anger, that hurt, that frustration? There is so much to be said. You've all had different experiences for those lessons. Don't be afraid or shy of those emotions. With those experiences, that's how you grow. That's how you learn to not hurt others. That is how you learn to love others. When you are trying to master the range of emotions and identify with them, to realize you are fully in control of your reactions, you are fully in control of your emotions, this will be a very powerful tool for you to realize how you can navigate your days with much more ease and grace and joy. Love each other, love yourself, and connect in with us as often as you can. You are never, ever, ever bothering us or disturbing us. We always have what you perceive as time for you. Talk to us all the time. We would love that. We would never get sick of you. We listen to you. We care about you. We're there for you. We have our life contracts with you too. We say this with so much love. We want you to feel this. Enjoy your days. Enjoy your days. Enjoy your bodies. Enjoy your laughter. Enjoy all the senses that you have. Enjoy. Enjoy. Enjoy.